Okay, thank you. Whenever we perform textual analysis on a text, we are making an educated guess at some of the most likely interpretations that might be made of that text. So we are making an educated guess. That's the key point. We are making an interpretation based on an educated guess. So that's important. And we will discuss that in detail. Yes, textual analysis is interpreting a text. In literature, textual analysis is interpreting a text in the light of a theory. And I will explain that in detail. So, in response to what Amir was asking earlier, that is textual analysis very different from qualitative and quantitative? There are two types of textual analysis. One is a textual analysis that is done in social sciences, like education, sociology, and where the text is seen as data. This one, you're analyzing text as data. So that there, if you're analyzing textbooks, if you're analyzing policy documents, any reports, blogs, websites, there you are taking that as your data, and that is qualitative. But the second one, in literary studies, in literature, whenever text is analyzed in the light of a theory, it is taken as one piece apart, as a literary text and not as data. So that is non-empirical. So there are two kinds of textual analysis, one that is done in social sciences with textbooks and other documents, another that is done in literature, which is non-empirical. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. I have given examples. You can read the slide. I have done both kinds of textual analysis, and when you're doing it in literary studies, you apply a theoretical lens to a literary text. When you do it in social sciences, you tend to analyze any document as qualitative data through different perspectives. Okay, let's go on. I keep talking about applying the theory in literary analysis, and I want to clarify what application of theory means. Application of theory means that you look at a literary text from the lens of that theory. Say, for example, if my glasses, they were green, everything I see would be green, right? I would be looking at it from the green lens. So things would seem that way. If I change the color, if it was red, everything would seem differently. And theory plays that role of that lens. So you have that filter in front of you, and you have to analyze the text from that filter. For example, I've given an example as the last bullet point. If my topic is post-colonialism in Mohsin Hamid's selected work, then I will have to select a framework of post-colonialism, a theory of post-colonialism. I will select Bhabha's theory of post-colonialism. Then I will select an element of his theory. Identity crisis is an element of Bhabha's theory. And then I will look for issues related to identity crisis in Mohsin Hamid's reluctant. I'll show you a step-by-step process. Before that, I have to tell you the difficult part, how to choose a theory. You have to read, there is no shortcut, okay? Reading literary theory books, initially like Tyson. Tyson is a very easy book. Critical Theory Today by Louis Tyson is very basic. It's like a textbook of many literary theories. It will be like you have read it on Wikipedia, very, very simple. So initially read it from that, form an idea, and then go to more complex theoretical books, which are specific to the theory that you choose. So first, read generally about all theories, you have an idea, and then specifically read the theorists of your chosen theory. Tyson cannot be your theoretical framework, it's a text. Okay. So you need to select a text, then you need to think about the perspectives that are present in the text. You cannot select a theory that is completely alien to that text. Say, for example, on Austin's Pride and Prejudice, you cannot apply post-colonialism. That's just not applicable. Shazid, can you please mute your mic? So you need to make sure that the theory that you select is relevant to the text that you are applying it to. This is an example abstract. Please read it. Thanks, Shazid. Let me know when you're done reading. Had you heard of laughter theory before this? Hmm. There are a number of different theoretical perspectives that are being used in literary studies today. We only know of a few. We talk about feminism, post-colonialism, maybe new historicism, structuralism, postmodernism. But there are so many more. There is trauma theory, there is laughter theory, there is a theory of motherhood, there's queer theory, eco-criticism is being increasingly used. So there are a lot of different theoretical perspectives that you could take in your studies. Please don't do the same old studies of post-colonialism on Bina Shah's novels or Kamila Shamsi's novels or Mohsin Ahmed's novels. Or feminism in some common novels. These studies have been overdone. We have a lot of students already working on that. So please try to select something new, something that is being done these days. And there are a lot of research journals that you could go to, and we would talk about that at the end. So there is a possibility of doing different kinds of research. Here is another abstract. This is my own study, a textual analysis of the God of Small Things, a citizenship perspective. This is something that I did as part of my PhD, and I've applied citizenship to God of Small Things. Now, citizenship is not a literary framework, it's a political framework, political theory, but still I have applied it to it. Please go through the abstract. Let me know when you're done reading. Yeah. Okay. So basically, it is possible to take sociological frameworks like that of Bourdieu or Foucault or Bakhtin, any other theorists that are commonly used in other areas, you can apply them to literary text as well. Because if you're taking a novel, um, it is like examining a fictional world. And the same theories that can be applied to a real world can be applied to a fictional world as well. Okay, moving on. So there are these steps in textual analysis. You choose the text. Text has got a small things. You choose the framework, which is citizenship. You choose the model, which is Kogan. You choose the elements, which are identity, rights, and duties. So all these things need to be followed. So there's this step-by-step process. Firstly, select a text. Think about what interests you. This is something that you would be doing for a long time. It's a good research project that you would be spending good amount of time and energy on. So select a text that interests you. For ample level, we suggest you select at least 2 novels. So think of 2 regular sized novels. And if you were taking short story collections, maybe 2 short story collections or 3 short story collections. Or if it's a long collection, maybe 1 collection is enough. If it's long poems, 2 long poems, or if it's shorter poems, then a collection. So think about the average length of 2 novels and that much text you need, whatever genre it may be. Okay. So select text. Then you need to read and choose a theory. Based on the themes of the selected literary text, decide on what theory can be applied. Say, for example, on Lord of the Flies, you can apply eco-criticism. You can apply Marxism. You can even apply feminism by arguing why there is no reference to women. And when there is a reference to women, what kind of reference it is. So you need to select a perspective that has some relevance to the text. Then just choosing feminism is not enough. You need to be able to say which theorist you're going to select. For example, in feminism, we have Virginia Woolf, Simone de Beauvoir, Showalter. You need to select one of these models. Then once you've selected them, then you will start reading their theory. You will have to read their original text in detail. Go to that original text, read, identify different characteristics of their theory, identify different features of their theory, and then you will need to closely read the text in light of those elements. Say, for example, if I'm saying identity, rights, and duties, I think of identity, what is Kogan's definition of identity, and I read the whole God of Small thing in the light of identity. Wherever I find anything related to identity, I highlight it, I underline it, and I will analyze all of them later. I do the same with rights. I do the same with duties. Now I have all the content that's related to the 3 elements of my theory in front of me. I organize all the quotations related to identity, related to rights, related to duties in 3 different documents, maybe. And then I see what is being said about identity in these. Then I find out my arguments, my themes, and then I write. Okay. And that's the final step, writing an analysis in the light of the elements identified based on your table or your list, however you have arranged all those text lines. You should now start writing how each element is presented in the text approach. Okay? Now you have an example here. Please go through it. Sorry.